Hello people, I am Jaby KOAY and we're gonna look at a trailer today. Hey, that rhymes. It's called Dear Comrade, starring Vijay Deverakonda and Rashmika Mandanna. It's written and directed by Bharat Kamma. Oh boy, okay. So if you don't know, there's a whole video about me screwing up the word Bharat, and so I'm trying my best to say it correctly every time it pops up, and now I know what it means. Anyway, the music is by Justin Prabhakaran. This is a trailer that was recommended to me by a close friend of mine from India. So here we go. Let's check this out.
ఒక కామ్రేడ్ పోరాడితే అతనికి ఆ పోరాటం హాయినివ్వాలి, స్వేచ్ఛనివ్వాలి. నిన్ను చూస్తే అలా లేవు. వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎంతో అందంగా ఉన్న ప్రేమ వెళ్ళిపోయాక ఎందుకు ఇంత బాధ పెడుతుంది?
చైతన్య, you escalate things beyond the limits.
సార్, కాలేజ్లో ఎవరైనా పాలిటిక్స్ చేయాలని చూస్తే మీరు ఆపండి సార్, లేకపోతే మేము ఆపుతాం.
ఇదే నీ ప్రాబ్లం. You are too impulsive.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
ఇలాంటి ధైర్యం తెగువ మంచివే, కానీ ఈ గొడవలో పోగొట్టుకున్నవే నిన్నన్నిటికన్నా ఎక్కువ బాధ పెడతాయి.
ఏంటి అలా చూస్తున్నావు? ఎవరనుకుంటున్నావు? గుర్తుపట్టావా?
గుర్తుపట్టడం అంటే చిన్నప్పుడు వాడు అదేగా ఆడుకునేవారు.
నేను ఆడొచ్చా?
రూల్స్ తెలుసా? మీరు ప్లేయరా?
స్టేట్ ప్లేయర్.
స్టేట్ ప్లేయరా? స్టేట్ ప్లేయర్.
ఎందుకు అందరూ అలా చూస్తున్నారు?
నువ్వు అంటే ఇష్టం అని మీ అమ్మా నాన్నకు చెప్పాలనుకున్నా. కైసి కర్తీ ఇసే దోస్తి చాలా కష్టే. నీ జర్నీలో నేను నీకు తోడుగా ఉంటాను. లెట్ మీ బి యువర్ కామ్రేడ్.
చాలా మారిపోయారు. అప్పట్లో ఉన్న కోపం అస్సలు లేదు నీకు. వాడు ఇంకా పాత కోపిల్లోనే ఉన్నాడు, ఏం మారలేదు.
నన్ను, మీ నాన్ని, ఆడిని, సొసైటీని మర్చిపో. నీకేం ఇష్టమో దాని గురించి ఆలోచించు. నీ ఇష్టం గురించి ఫైట్ చేయి. ఇలా పిరికి దానిలా ఉండగలే.
3 ఏళ్ల తర్వాత వచ్చి నేనున్నానంటున్నావా? ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళిపోయి విన్నాళ్ళు? నన్ను వదిలి వెళ్ళకు బాబీ, ప్లీజ్ బాబీ.
నన్ను భయపెడుతున్నాను అనుకుంటున్నారేమో, మీరే భయపడుతున్నారు కనిపిస్తుంది.
So this has a lot of the nuances that Arjun Reddy had. So it's a big coincidence that it's got Vijay Deverakonda again. It's almost like a sequel to Arjun Reddy, do-over. Arjun Reddy do-over. Even though it's not the same filmmakers, you got the same actor who is dealing with aggression in his personality. I'm not exactly sure what his external objective is from that relationship, like what he's fighting for exactly. That was not clear to me. It was lost on me. But I do get the emotional investment in this journey, in this story. I get what's happening there. I did find it interesting, the what do you call it? The similarities between this and Arjun Reddy, because it seems like he's a young guy, he meets this girl, but this one starts out sweeter. Like, it starts out in a way that I think is more palatable for me, whereas in Arjun Reddy, it was more like aggressive and you're mine, I have set this up, you are going to do what I tell you to do. Whereas here, it seems like he's actually trying to court her. I don't mean to just straight up compare this to Arjun Reddy, but I can't help it because the stories are sort of similar, at least at the outset here. And it seems like he loses her just like he loses her in Arjun Reddy, not for the same reasons. It's totally different. What informs separation here is that he is lost in this endeavor. He's so dedicated to this endeavor that they have to separate or something like that. And then eventually 3 years later, he comes back into her life and it's all hunky-dory, but he's got this thing he's got to sort out in the world. And it looks like it might be politically motivated. I mean, like he's trying to fight for his city. I'm not exactly clear what's going on there. The thing for me though is that when he sees her and she's a sports player, he immediately falls for her because of her skill set. That's a very clear idea that I can get behind because it makes sense. A lot of times when you see people fall in love in films, it's like not clear what exactly drew them to each other. It's not clear why person A wants to be with person B. It just is because the movie says so. Whereas here, he sees a real raw talent in her, and that's what draws him to her. At least that's what I'm getting from this commercial. I've had that kind of thing happen to me. I've seen it happen to other people. Someone I grew up being friends with, he's a dancer and his wife is a dancer, and he was drawn to her because of how amazing her dancing is. Like he even straight up said, like, I wasn't physically all that attracted to her, but when I saw her dancing, I fell in love. I just knew she was the one once I saw her dancing. And I was like, wow, that's powerful. You know, and it really changes how you look at somebody. When I say it's happened to me, I mean, it's happened to me where someone liked me because of my skill set. So what happened was if I met somebody and I really wanted to seal the deal, I would send them one of my martial arts compilations, like my fight scene compilations or something like that, where you can see me flipping and kicking ass or whatever. And then they'd be like, oh my, look at this Jaby guy. Who is he? I have to know him now. I have to be his girlfriend. It was not like that at all. But I mean, that's essentially how I would seal the deal. And here, yeah, like I get it. He sees that she's this cricket player and it's not often that you see, I mean, I don't know what's going on in India right now as far as cricket goes, but it's not all that often that you see a girl who is into something that is typically dominated by males. You know, like if I, for instance, met a girl who flips and does martial arts and stuff like that, it would capture my attention quite easily because it's not often you see girls who are skilled in that arena. Anyway, I just wanted to make clear that I get what's going on there emotionally, the emotional investment between the two of them. And so she takes a liking to him as well. And so the film will spend a considerable amount of time on that relationship and watching it grow, but then it will also watch it fall apart. And it falls apart over the course of a significant part of the film, I'm imagining, as he gets more and more invested in this thing. And then the last hour of the movie, because I imagine this is a 3-hour movie, the last hour of the film is him finding himself again and kind of recuperating. It seems like it might also follow the same structure as Arjun Reddy to a degree, where it maybe starts in the present and then goes back and then forward, back and forward, as he's sorting out his issues with this older guy who's giving him some kind of guidance. I think that's what I'm saying here. So there's one thing in the description here that I wanted to mention to you guys that seemed really interesting. It says, the latest 2019 movie, Dear Comrade, is simultaneously made in 4 languages: Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, and Malayalam. Vijay Deverakonda's Dear Comrade is all set for a grand release worldwide on July 26th in South Indian languages. In all South Indian languages. Not 1, not 2, but all. One of the other interesting aspects here that the trailer goes into is how invigorating and how powerful love is when you experience it at the outset, how it makes you feel all these positive things if you've had good relationships. And at the end, it's so devastating and it feels like you're dying inside. I've come up with theories as to why that happens. I was just talking to a friend of mine who is actually going through a massive breakup right now, or he already had his breakup and now he's dealing with the recuperating stage of that breakup, and it's really left a serious impact on him. My theory is that it has something to do with evolution, where you develop these bonds for the purposes of survival. And so your brain develops a certain dependency on that person because it's like they're part of your functionality now. And so when you remove that person from your life, especially when you've been so invested in them, it's almost like you're removing a part of yourself, like literally removing a part of yourself, and you have to learn how to, use your body again. Like imagine cutting off your arm, or you lose your right arm, your left arm, whatever it might be. You have to relearn how to function as a person. And that's sort of what happens to you emotionally when you lose somebody, is that it feels like a part of you is gone and you have to learn how to walk again and to use your body again. Your body became very acclimated to that person being part of your life, and now you got to be acclimated to that person no longer being there. It's hard. It's a difficult shift. And your body, I think we're inherently lazy and we don't want to deal with that shift. So when someone leaves your life, it's almost like, oh God, no, let's just get that person back. It'd be so much easier if that person was still here and I didn't have to deal with that person not being here. That's my theory on why heartbreak is so powerful and so devastating. Having to relearn how to walk with just one leg, or having to learn how to, you know, drive a car with just one arm, or whatever the case may be, you know, whatever it is that you do in your daily life, or even just like showering, basic things in your life. If you had to lose a part of your body and then keep doing the things you've normally been doing your whole life with just, you know, 2 arms and 2 legs. I almost said 4 legs. I've been rambling about this love thing, and I'm sure it's boring, so I'm gonna stop on that. I think y'all get what I'm saying. Back to the trailer. It's interesting to explore what it is. I mean, even though we saw it in Arjun Reddy, it's interesting to explore, again, you know, in a different way, what it is to go through that devastating loss and having to learn how to be without that person, or eventually get that person back. It's cool in the movies when characters are able to rejoin their former partner and make it work. I haven't seen that happen too often in real life, at least in the States. I haven't seen that. It generally doesn't, it just doesn't. You know, when people break up, they break up. Like, there's this notion that maybe we can stay friends, maybe we can get back together, and then it just doesn't happen. And so it's cool to see it in the movies because it gives you hope, and even though it doesn't happen very often, I think that hope is important. If you guys want to school me in the comments about things that I missed in this trailer, I would love to hear it, and I'd love to know more. I found it interesting. If the film releases here in the States and you guys really want me to watch it, let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to check it out. That's it for now. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Jaby KOAY. Peace out.